NBA and trash talk go hand in hand, and your mom insults are practically synonymous with being an NBA player. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the infamous Gary Payton and how he almost ruined Gary Payton Jr.'s career before it even began. Keep watching to learn more. First things first, Gary Payton's trash talk almost ruined his son's career. Anyone who's been keeping up with the Golden State Warriors during the 2021-2022 NBA season has to have taken note of their new on-ball defender, Gary Payton II. And anyone who's a fan of the NBA in general has to have heard of the Hall of Fame inducted player from the 90s and 2000s, Gary Payton I. It seems his son joined the family business and is living up to his father's legacy. But it seems even his own kid isn't spared from Payton's smack talk. He reportedly got up and walked out during the middle of one of his son's varsity games because, according to the ex-player, he didn't look like he was interested. So I said, "I'm not interested." He said he didn't see the passion and sat his son down and told him he wasn't attending college unless he earned a scholarship, and that at that point he wasn't good enough. Harsh, even for the glove. In the end though, it wound up being a turning point for Payton too. Ironically, in a similar way to his own father as a rookie being chewed out by Xavier McDaniel. After hearing his dad's ultimatum, he buckled down and put in the effort to chase his future. Payton Jr. says, "I said, why not? Let's try it his way and work out and see where this takes us." Let's see, where did it take him? Oh yeah, that's right, bagging the last roster spot with the Golden State Warriors and being an invaluable part of their rapid resurgence and returning to prominence in the eyes of the nation. Coming up, Gary Payton is always landing in hot water because of his trash talk. You can't get anywhere in the NBA game without being able to take the heat and dish it out too. Gary Payton's trash talking skills are almost as famous as his basketball playing. We're talking about the guy that got the nickname The Glove for his famed defensive skills. Nobody was safe from his acidic comebacks, not even his own teammates, and not even his first year. Here's a throwback to 7 of the craziest fights he's ever gotten in. First off, at number 7, an argument with his own teammate as a rookie. One time in his rookie year with the Seattle Supersonics, he ended up on the wrong side of his senior teammate, Xavier McDaniel, and in a showdown, told him that he wouldn't bow down and do everything the other asked just because he was a rookie and there was a culture of hazing. Payton explained in the Players Tribune that one day he got tired of being treated as a newbie, and he told McDaniel, "Man, nah, F that. I ain't doing stuff you say." To which McDaniel told him he had to pay dues the way he once paid dues, and Payton replied that he wasn't gonna pay anything. The standoff ended with McDaniel putting Payton in a sleeper hold until he almost passed out and told him he would beat him up every time until he did what he told him. Sheesh. Instead of being humiliated and lashing out though, the young defender took this as a wake-up call and turned his game around, and says that he and Xavier are still tight to this day. He still talks a lot of trash though. What's that saying? You can take the trash talk out of the man, but you can't take the man out of the trash talk. Something like that, right? Next at number 6, Gary Payton versus Michael Jordan trash talk. Anyone who likes to talk a big game should know that you should always be able to back it up. Otherwise, you're just all bark and no bite. Gary Payton is famed for his sharp tongue, but has he always been able to face the challenges that he lays down? He once faced off in a trash-talking competition against Michael Jordan himself. Apparently during a preseason game with the Chicago Bulls, Payton played well, and post-game, he ran past the Bulls bench and shot a few choice words at Jordan. When the two teams faced off during the regular playing season though, Jordan managed to get his own back. He refused to shake Payton's hand, telling his fellow players that the rookie was his for the night. And true to his word, the glove was barely in play, and Jordan scored 33 points. Later on, Payton recalled that Jordan had looked him right in the eye after the game and said, all while chewing gum calmly, "That stuff you were talking in preseason? This is the real stuff right here. Welcome to the NBA, little fella." A warm welcome indeed. On another occasion, as recorded in the NBA documentary miniseries The Last Dance, the glove talks about how he didn't back down from Michael Jordan. He instead tried to adopt a new strategy of tiring him out instead. In the 1996 NBA Finals though, Jordan famously burst out laughing at Payton's attempt to wear him down by hitting him over and over. He got the last laugh in the end, literally. Now for number 5, making fun of the Timberwolves head coach. Even after his rookie year experiences of both MJ and his own teammate Xavier McDaniel laying down the law, Payton still didn't stop trash talking. He once yelled, "Sit down, you smurf," to the former head coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Sidney Lowe. Confusing, but hilariously effective as an insult. At number 4, Lamar Odom's poor mother. On another occasion, he made several rude comments about Lamar Odom's mother without knowing that she had passed away, and upon learning, apologized for his comments. Does that mean he learned his lesson and stopped his trash-talking ways? Then again, he did threaten to pull out a gun and kill his own teammate's family, so perhaps that hope was unfounded. The defensive guard has admitted that he has said a lot of bad things on the court, and this incident is definitely one of them. His running mate in the Seattle Supersonics, Shawn Kemp, said about Payton's reputation for witticisms that he was the type of person who wanted wanted to tell you before the game what he wanted to do. He would tell you, "I'm gonna beat you down. I'm gonna score 20 points on you and have 10 assists, and there's nothing you can do about it." And he would go out and get 20 and 10 and do a pretty good job of it. So his bite is just as good as his bark. For number 3, a heckler in the audience got trash talked. Even the audience wasn't safe from his trash talk. Once during a game in Sacramento, he shouted out at a heckler, "You're paying to see me, and I'm not paying to see you. So why don't you shut up and watch the game?" Absolutely brutal, and yet so funny. At number 2, Gary Payton threatens to kill a teammate's family with a gun. We're all familiar with Payton and his fondness for trash talk, and at this point, the game just doesn't feel right without hearing a little "you suck" or "your mother." But there's a world of difference between some light insults to rile up your opponent before a game and actually threatening physical violence against someone's family members. Unfortunately for Gary Payton, it seems this line blurred for him during one specific altercation. In the 1993 playoffs, Payton got into a heated verbal argument with his own teammate on the Seattle Supersonics, Ricky Pierce, during a game against the Denver Nuggets. Their harsh words quickly escalated to threats, with both of them wishing to harm the other and almost resorting to guns. Their team's head coach at the time, George Karl, saw the whole thing happen and let it blow over. But 3 years later, in 1996, he told the New York Times that he felt real fear and worry on that occasion. "I didn't see the first outbreak, but Payton and Ricky Pierce got into some kind of discussion at halftime of the first Denver game, and they were threatening to get guns. The coach admitted, 'The players told me they had guns in their bags. It was, I'll kill your family. It was crazy.'" At number 1, Gary Payton almost got in a physical fight with Supersonics coach. The Seattle team ended up winning that game despite the internal conflict, but later in the season, Payton stirred up further issues by almost getting into a fight with the coach George Karl himself. Karl told the New York Times that he's fought players before, but never his best player or in such a heated manner like this. He called it a war zone and said Gerg had to hold everybody back. Now, Payton has always been an aggressive guy, and we've seen evidence of that throughout his whole career, but something was definitely in the air that season. What could possibly have been serious enough to justify fighting his coach and threatening to shoot his teammate's family? Finally, Gary Payton II's career trajectory. Payton Jr. has certainly had one unconventional journey so far. Apparently, nepotism in sports doesn't take you as far as in certain other industries, and there's only so much you can do before it comes down to pure skill. Both Paytons went to Oregon State, but while the elder went to the Seattle Supersonics with the number 2 overall pick in the 1990 draft and started from the get-go, the younger wasn't so fortunate. He went undrafted in 2016 and hopped from team to team for the next 5 seasons, only appearing in some minor G League games. This isn't to say he isn't a good player. On the contrary, Payton too has to his name 2 Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year awards and an average of 16.0 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 5.0 assists in the 2015-2016 season. He's really come into his own, and while so far he has yet to achieve something that would land him Hall of Fame status like his legendary father, he's well on the way to blazing his own path. And that's all we have for you today. What do you guys think? Is Gary Payton's bark worse than his bite, or does he commit to his trash talk? Is his son Payton 2 living up to his dad's legacy, or does the glove simply not fit on the younger player? Let us know in the comments down below, and make sure to give this video a like and go ahead and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one.